Hello everyone, welcome to another video tutorial of the series OmniStudio. In this session, we are going to cover TryCatchBlock, and similar to what we have in our programming language, we also have it in integration procedure. But unlike programming, we have to configure it in OmniStudio way. To start with it, I have a blank integration procedure and I will just drag and drop the TryCatchBlock. So in here, I'll be taking two cases. First one is when we are passing the data and we fail to pass any required information. And the another case will be when we are extracting something and on the base of the output that we are getting from maybe a remote action or a DataRaptor extract. If you're not getting a certain value, then we will consider it as a failed transition and we'll give a failure response. So firstly, we are going to use a DataRaptor extract action. And in this, we'll try to fetch the account details. This DataRaptor extract is the one that we already had. I'll show you what exactly it is and how it is configured. So it expects an account ID, and in response, it gives you few details. And when we preview it, it expects an account ID again, and when you execute it, you get details. Similarly, so now we'll be configuring it in integration procedure and checking how it will work. We have already configured the DR. Now we can rename it accordingly. So it will be dr ext underscore get account details, and it is expecting account ID. If you see here, so the name of the filter value will be what the DataRaptor extract is expecting. And in here, we are not using it in any OmniScript, so we can name it anything, and we'll just passing the ID from the preview mode only. So I'm naming it as ACC ID, that is account ID. And we have to get the response in the response action as well. So it will be like this: account details and whatever we are getting from the DataRaptor. Firstly, we'll just try to run it. So it was expecting ACC ID. Not expecting, actually, we configured it like this. So we gave the data source as ACC ID. So in preview, we will be naming the key as ACC ID and passing the value here. And when we hit execute, this is the response we are getting. And until now, we haven't utilized the try and catch block. But in order to make use of it, first we have to define like what exactly will be a failure transition for a DataRaptor extract. Let's say if you're passing any ID and we're not getting the account name here. So if it is getting as blank, then it will be a failed transition. Let's configure it like this. In the DataRaptor extract action, we have a field called failure transition formula. In here, we have to write the failure condition. For us, it will be if account colon name, that is the output of this DataRaptor extract. So if you go there and see, this will be account and then name. We have to give the correct path, and it will analyze this formula. There can be multiple conditions giving just one true and false at the end. So there can be anything. It can be a formula actually. So for now, we are assuming that if account colon name is coming as blank, then this transition will be called as a failure. And we have to configure the a failure message as well, which will be doing it in the try catch block in failure response. So let's say failure message, and there is an error. Okay, let it save. All right, it got saved. So if we hit execute again, since we have the correct account ID and it is responding with a value in the name node, it is giving us output. However, let's say we remove everything from here and do this, then we'll get a failure response. Or if we give any account ID that either does not exist or do not respond with the name node, then also we are going to get the same failure message. And if we give the correct account ID, then we'll be getting the response. So this was the case one where we were configuring it with the DataRaptor extract. For a DataRaptor post action, we do not, or it's not necessary if you configure a failure conditional formula. So let's remove it and check the second case as well. We have to drag and drop the DataRaptor post action. And again, we'll be using any existing DataRaptor post. Let's say dr save account. We'll name this and let's check this as well. So in the fields, we can see that there is a node name account which holds these values. This is what this DataRaptor expects. We can take a sample from here as well. So this is what it expects, and on the execution, it saves the record. So this is a happy flow. We'll go to our integration procedure, and we are not configuring anything in from here, and we are just assuming, or maybe we are just sending everything that is there in the data JSON. So let's assume this is the data JSON that we are getting from any source. And in order to save any record, we need to pass this, and we need to have all of these nodes, and we have to pass the required field as well, which is the name, that is account name, and it is mapped with the name field. This is the required field for any account. So let's try doing this one. TCB TryCatchBlock test account and see if it is working. And we haven't configured the output yet, so let's configure that as well. So we want everything that we are getting from this post action, and we will configure it in place of this. Let it save. Let's execute it and see if the record is getting created. So yeah, so it got created, and we can even check it. If we search here, you can see that we are able to search it now, and it got created. Now let's say we do not have this name field, which is a required field. Basically, we are missing out a required field. In this case, what we want is, with the try catch block, it should fail. We already have a failure message, and we do not have to give any failure condition, because if we are not giving the required field, it will automatically fail. However, we can configure this as well, but in this case it is not required. So now we are giving this node as blank. We'll hit execute, and you see when the required fields are missing, we are getting our failure message which was configured in TryCatchBlock. It is not executing the response section. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.